Chuka Umunna.
Let's just be absolutely clear. We should not ally with Russia and accept Assad as the dictator of his country. We seem to, in this discussion, have forgotten how what has happened in Syria came about. It came about because a brutal, nasty dictator in Assad refused to accept the desire for democracy amongst his people coming off the Arab Spring in 2011. That is how this started. So the idea that we should align with Russia and somehow prop up this nasty dictator incenses me. And let's not forget, hang on just a moment, let us not forget, if you look at what the Russians and the Syrian forces have been doing in Syria, they have killed more people, more civilians, than Daesh and the Al-Nusra Front put together. So they are the problem. Let us be absolutely clear about that. Now, of course, I mean, the reason that UK forces are taking action with others, both in Iraq and Syria and in the ungovernable space in between, is to degrade Daesh and to stop the terrorism that we see. Now, that has been successful to some extent in Iraq, and it's beginning to render results in Syria. But no one is under any illusions that somehow that is going to solve the problem in Syria.
But three years ago, you voted against bombing Assad's forces, didn't you?
I did, and then I voted for action in Syria more recently. The reason I voted against it in 2013 was because we were not presented with any plan. We were not presented with details on the legal basis as to why we were being asked to intervene. That was not the case more recently, but clearly there are three things. You've got to provide unfettered humanitarian access, which hasn't been provided so far, but ultimately you're going to need a negotiated settlement. You need to create the environment in which the UN can help precipitate doing that deal. But absolutely not. The idea of propping up the guy who started it all off in the first place, I think, is abhorrent.